Hello, and let's talk serious. Did someone ever said to you that you are addicted? Addiction? What is addiction? What if addiction it's just a handful of human behaviors? Addiction has many forms, and you get it in all variety of flavors. In fact, you can be addicted on just about anything. Some time ago, I heard someone wise enough saying, and I quote, "Are we talking about drugs? Alcohol?" What people don't understand about addiction is that people think that addiction has to do with drugs and alcohol, and it has really very, very little to do with drugs and alcohol. First of all, there are other addictions. People become addicted to behaviors, or to people, relationships. It doesn't have to be a chemical thing. Secondly, and much more importantly, what people don't get is that the drug that the person is using to numb themselves is not the problem, it's the solution. Yeah, it's a solution that destroys your life, but it's a solution nonetheless. The real problem in addiction is the ghost behind the addict and what is attempting to address through the self-numbing behavior of the drug of choice. That is, a deep discomfort with one's own self. So, having that said, that's kind of my understanding too. Many times, if not most in general, we think we're looking at the problem. But really, we are just observing the consequence of the real issue, meaning that we are not used to stop to think and make the real question, what caused this behavior after all? Ironically, not stopping to think back is what I consider an addiction too. Why? Well, because we are so used to function in automatic mode that part of the reality goes numb around us. However, we do feel like it's the natural flow of life, just like addictions make you feel, don't you think? How about you? What is addiction to you? Do you only see it as what it's usually called, a bad habit, such as drugs or alcohol as named before? Or maybe some kind of habit that is not well taken by our society? Are you the type of person that can actually look outside the scope and identify other addict patterns? What type of person are you? Did you stop to think about yourself already and find the answers that missed you so far? Do you feel addicted? Do you know anyone around you with addicted patterns? Or are you too so much addicted to acknowledge that fact around you? Is it possible that we all are already addicted to some type of thing? Or habit maybe? In your perspective, what do you think the path to addiction is? The daily stress in which we are obligated to live our lives. The way the world is driven nowadays with all sort of consequences. Some of them most person thinks that has nothing to do with it, neither has the capability to change, because most of the times every single person feels to be a pawn, driven by the hand of what's so-called life. But isn't each and every life unique? You born, you live, and you die your own life. Isn't that right? So why all this rules? Don't get me wrong, rules are good in order to bad things don't get escalated, but shouldn't it be enough, and I mean enough in a fulfillment way, to just live a good and pleasant life, respecting one another, be glad and happy with us and wish the same to others? Isn't that what a so-called superior race, often called as human race, should be? Well, it's almost granted that you cannot change the world by yourself. However, you each and every one can change your own world, step by step, a bit faster, a bit slower, but it can be made, don't you think? How many times did you think to yourself that you should change this or that? Are you the person that stops to think back about the real issue before almost randomly trying to solve something immediately? Or do you just look at the consequences and try to fix that only thing, but you end up feeling that no matter how hard you try, sometimes trying to fixing it just doesn't work, and you feel that you're having a bad day where nothing works? On that note, I ask you, did you look at the problem as being the real issue? Or did you just try to fix it without understanding that it was actually a consequence, and forgot to rewind the story so you have the real solution and just not a bandage? For today, I leave you with this thoughts, hoping that it helps you to clarify and get some real answers and solutions to improve your life and well-being. Remember, life is simple if we get real. Now, we will meet again very soon. And don't forget, if you need to express yourself, don't be afraid of the comments section. You have it to be heard. Maybe the next video will be addressed to you. Maybe you actually improve your life. Just don't live in silence. You will be heard. Wish you well, and see you soon. Oh, and by the way, before I go, I want to leave crystal clear on what I am about to say. This message, text and words, are all mine, from me to you. Although the video has been composed with artificial intelligence's help, and that is a subject for another time, in fact, a very important subject that needs be talked about too. For now, I am ending this video, with wishes of Merry Christmas to you all. We will meet soon, and if my message resonates inside you, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and let's talk serious. I think you will receive much in return. I'll see you later. Be well.